Today I am going to expose Rost Rose and all the other artists that I don't think they deserve the success they have. I have the proof that they cheated art, and I will show you what they do. I cannot stay serious while saying this. So art cheating, that's what we are talking about today. In the nowadays online art culture, a lot of art beginners consider cutting steps in your artworks as the ultimate thing. And I'm not just talking about using art references, I'm talking about tracing and photo manipulations, that they are considered altogether the ultimate art sin. And that usually ends with horrible witch hunts, where artists are drove away from online platforms. The hate is astronomical. Okay, let's break this down. Professional artists have been using cheats since the dawn of time. And I'm not just talking about using references, I'm talking actually about tracing. And no, I'm not going to consider using references as a cheat. And that's because using references, like studying reality and understanding how it works, that is actually how you learn how to do art. Like that's not a cheat, that's not a shortcut, that's how you learn. But why do professional artists use shortcuts? Well, that's usually because they want to be quicker in their work and speed up and have a better quality out of it, mostly when it comes to realistic artworks. For example, you can see in these references, they are mostly realistic concept artists, and they all used, I can assure you, they all used some kind of photo manipulation, tracing, or editing in their videos, because there is a lot going that in this professional world.
But Erika, you said since the dawn of time, and professional artists in the past, the great real artists, they were painting on surfaces, they would never cheat.
Well, I am sorry to have to break this to you, but that's actually not true at all. And I will explain you why now. So look at these two masterworks from master painters. These are respectively Vermeer and Canaletto. Both these artists actually traced their artworks and color picked from reality. And you will probably wonder, like, how is that possible? Tracing, like, it's on canvas. How do you trace that? How do you trace a portrait? How do you trace a whole view of Venice? Before the age of internet and Photoshop and digital paintings existed, artists had to find another way to satisfy their deep need to cheat. And that's why they invented the camera obscura. The camera obscura is a box with a small hole or lens at one side through which an image is projected onto a wall or a table opposite to the hole. Camera obscuras have been used since the second half of the 16th century and became popular drawing and painting aids. The camera obscura is a box with a small hole in one of the sides. This hole projects the images from reality onto a canvas that is inside the box. The image will be projected upside down, but then you are just to turn your canvas and boom, you have a whole traced painting on top of your canvas. So what artists like Canaletto, for example, did was to take their human-sized camera obscura box and bring it around Venice, put it in the correct place, and then just trace the Venice landscape. That's really smart. And sometimes like that, they even used the colors that were projected on their canvas to recreate the realistic colors of the actual cities. Kind of like, color picking your color in Photoshop, I would say. Same thing. So now we proved that master artists have been using shortcuts since the dawn of time. So now I'm wondering, why would it be any different if you or I traced a picture in Photoshop and then painted over it? Contrary to popular belief, using shortcuts doesn't make you less of an artist nor less talented. It is just a way to achieve a better and faster artwork, which, mind you, in nowadays professional workplaces is definitely fundamental. I've been working myself as a 2D artist, and trust me, speed is very important. So any cheat can make you a better and more valued professional artist. And honestly, even if Rost Rose cheated and used shortcuts and traced over this picture and photo manipulated him, I want to see you create anything that resembles this with all the photo manipulation and tracing in the world. I really want to see you try. Now, before you all come at me in the comment section, I would like to point out that there are indeed negative sides that come with using shortcuts in your work. And there is a thing such as malicious cheating. First of all, Using shortcuts can actually slow down your improvement process.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
For example, tracing can be a really useful tool to understand how reality, proportions, and volumes work. But that is true only if that's done consciously. Otherwise, if you just quickly trace something and then color over it to get over with, then it won't be as nearly as useful, and mostly it will be just slowing down your process of learning art, because you would be just tracing a picture and then not really understanding what you're doing and then not really understanding how things work. So it's basically just lost time. You will create something that is probably kind of mediocre without learning much from it. But if you create something that is mediocre and then you actively studied it, then it's another pair of shoes, and that will help you in the future to improve your future artwork. So what I suggest is always study art fundamentals, keep practicing the fundamentals, even if you use shortcuts, and you will become a better artist over time. And that's the only way you really do it. Sorry, there is no shortcuts to become a better artist. And if you trace a picture and don't understand the fundamentals, it will look bad. It will look like you traced a picture and don't understand the fundamentals. It will always look bad. So now there is another difference that I would like to underline, and that is the difference between just tracing an artwork and faking it completely from zero. That is malicious art cheating, and that is a big yikes. For example, let's say they use a photo editing app and apply some kind of grain, maybe use some filters, and you make it look like it's a drawing, and make it look like it's a realistic drawing. That is very damaging for a lot of artists. They spend hours perfecting their technique, and that can actually bring away attention and momentum and visibility from these artists that make their life out of it. So you're actually stealing from these people. Do not do that. Thanks. That is out. And don't get me started on plagiarism. Like, babe, if you go out there and get an artwork and just copy it completely and copy the colors and plagiarize it and maybe edit part of the artwork differently to create something new, we don't want that stuff here. Don't do that. Don't do any of that. So I'm going on with the conclusion because I have been speaking for too long already. And it's getting dark. With Germany, it's always dark for some reason. So my conclusion is, do whatever you want with your own artwork. And if somebody comments you because I've seen that over the years, if your style is similar to somebody else, but it's just your style, you're not really copying it. Or if somebody comes at you because you traced, then they find out the picture where you traced from. I also have seen that. Just don't listen to them. Do your own thing and just chill. If you need it, take a break from social media. It sometimes can become really toxic. But if you're on the opposite side, one of these people that go on the witch hunt, for the love of the spaghetti monster, just chill. Do not do that. Think about your own work. Think about your own thing. Improve your own art. And that's it. Like, live your life. Life is so much better if you don't care about what other people do. If you don't stress over what other people are doing all the time, your life quality really improves. Like, think about your own. So you want to take shortcuts? Good. You don't want to take shortcuts? Perfect. Just don't be an ass, don't steal other people's works, and don't fake your artworks completely. That ain't cool. Well, that was it. I hope that cleared your mind somehow, and I will see you in my next video. Arrivederci. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in a video where I go into details and I show you what kind of shortcuts you can use your artworks to make them better and faster, just let me know in the comment section, and see ya! Thank you for... I just destroyed my phone.